live.
Hello and welcome to Workhorse Wrestling Network. We are here with Friday Night Fights. I'm Slammin' Sammy Joe, and with us we got ALW, CM, and Anika Wilson. We're starting out the show with Sammy Guevara and Darby Allin. You guys got on this?
I hope Darby wins. I'm afraid Sammy might win. I'd rather see Darby and Moxley in the next round than Sammy and Moxley.
Yeah, it's gotta be Darby. I have no interest in Sammy versus Moxley at all.
I think y'all are expecting too much.
Really?
It could be Sammy and Jericho in the finals. You never know.
Why would you say that? Why would you put that?
Because it could also be
the atmosphere.
It could be Danielson and Mox.
Yeah, it could.
That's what I'm going for.
I did like the way that they're on opposite sides of the bracket, so they could be in the finals. I like that.
Yeah.
I just want Darby to beat Sammy. Always.
So much.
It feels. I mean, I want Darby to win too, but it feels like Sammy gets pushed more than Darby, just in general. So I'm afraid Sammy's gonna win. I don't know.
You know, I knew I was gonna be right about it being a mistake taking the title off of Mox at All Out, but I didn't think that I'd be proven right so quickly.
Oh, shoot.
Bruh. I mean, oh my gosh. Yeah.
I mean, everything that can be said has been said, right? I mean, basically, it's,
I'ma just saying.
He just needs to go away for good.
Yeah.
I don't care if they fire him. I don't care if he quits. I don't care what he does. He just needs to go away. I'm tired of him.
I don't think they can fire him until they finish the investigation.
Yeah.
And thankfully for CHK, he's hurt, so he has like a couple of months to make the official decision.
Right. No doubt.
I don't think he ever wanted to come back. Oh, hey, Ash. Yes, let's go, Darby. If Darby doesn't win, where does he go?
I don't know. That's a good question. What is there for Darby to do next?
And where's Sting?
He needs something.
Now,
Sting get hurt in the match?
Hey.
Doing what?
Welcome, Ash. Happy to see
homie?
you. Hey. Glad to have you.
The thing about Darby's push is that he's so over. I think he's too over that they don't take him into consideration as much as they need to. Because they're like, all right, he's over here, so this loss won't matter. Or this not. And it's like, wait, all right, now I get he's over, but he's picking up too many losses for me. He really is.
Yeah, you know, for a long time I wasn't super concerned about AEW having a bloated roster, but we're clearly at that point, right? There's just not enough TV time for everybody, and obviously Tony has his favorites, whether we like them or not, and they get more time. And Sammy seems to get more TV time than Darby for whatever reason.
Of course, CHK likes Sammy more than Darby. We're not even.
Oh.
I wouldn't mind that.
I don't think that Miro's sticking with him.
I mean, Miro and Darby would be an interesting tag team, but yeah, I wouldn't see that as happening. I'd be surprised if Miro stays a face a long time. Like, I'm not even sure he's definitely a face, right? Like, I mean, he wrestled with Darby and Sting, but he's still like a...
It took him 10 minutes before he actually tagged them in the match.
Yeah. I mean, he definitely still has heelish tendencies, and all of his promos still have that heel vibe to him, just in general. Like, he doesn't, it's not like he's So I don't know.
Sting with a little Joker there in his promo.
Now that's a question. Where does Miro go after this? Because Malachi Black is taking his leave or break or whatever, and that was supposed to be the build up to him versus him Miro. So
I don't know how they can do it, but if they can turn it where he takes over the House of Black and Malachi's gone, like somehow, I don't know how you do that since he's been feuding with them, but if somehow they were able to work that in story wise, and I wouldn't be mad at that. Like,
I mean, Julia already put her little nasty little fingers on his face, so
yeah,
it's not a far walk from across the barnyard. Yeah, I've heard crazier things.
That is going to be the match of the night. Hey, Blue.
Blue.
What's up, homie?
Going for the eyes.
I'm in picture in picture on Sling, and of course, it's always the commercial. It's like 3 times bigger than the actual show that they put picture in picture, so I can't see it barely at all.
Like, I get the aesthetic of picture in picture, but I really don't be paying attention. I really don't. I think the only match I had paid attention to picture in picture was Samoa Joe versus Murder Grandpa, and that was worth doing. But yeah, I just can't.
I pay attention to like all the picture in picture because who was it? Darby. Darby won a match in picture in picture.
It was Orange Cassidy, and it still looked weird. I rewinded it. I'm like, what happened?
Well, since you say that, Blue, let me drop that link in here.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I can kind of see that, Ash.
But also, they don't really team up much.
Not anymore.
That is true. They don't. They really don't. They're just in a faction together. I mean, it's not like they're the. It's not like they're,
I mean,
Yeah.
wasn't that what Mox said? He didn't want to team with Brian.
I mean, originally, right? I mean, they don't. Yeah, I mean, they don't. I don't think that's the goal of the Blackpool Combat Club is to have those two necessarily a tag team per se.
Then the infamous line, "I can't team with anybody I don't believe with first."
Well, there's that too.
Blood all over the doggone.
William Regal had two of the nicest responses to the Queen passing I have seen.
What did he say?
Yeah, I guess I missed it.
He was like, rest in peace to the Queen. And then his next thing was like, is it too soon to ask how they're going to fit Charles's ears on the stamps?
Oh.
Compared to the chance of at some Irish sporting event, Lizzie's in a box. Very nice.
Oh, that's messed up.
That looked painful.
I love Regal.
Right?
Oh.
Do it!
What's he going to do with his ring?
Wipe your butt with it! I'm sorry.
Wipe your butt.
Chuck it!
There's so much irony in all of this happening right now.
It's funny.
Dang, come on.
Oh.
Man, see, this is why he should have divorced Gigi. Gigi could be here right here with him.
See, I was.
Come on.
Would you?
Yep.
Yeah, no doubt. For sure. I mean, they're definitely a team. They just are, you're right, more focused on singles competition.
They just remembered that Danielson was in the group 2 weeks ago because it was a moment where I was like, hey, like Danielson got beat up like 3 times and y'all didn't come out.
He didn't need them at that time.
It was Fodo.
They've done tag matches, but I think all of them have been with Wheeler Yuta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We love Yuta.
Yuta's cool.
Yeah, I like Yuta, despite what some people think.
Romeo, cough, cough.
Oh my
Romeo,
God.
cough,
Really? Is this all they can do? Please don't break before you do this spot.
Oh, he tried the coffin drop and missed it.
Boo boo.
That's what you get for trying to do somebody else. Oh, here we go. Is
Did
Darby going to do
Sammy
the
just
official
spit
one?
on him?
Stupid.
Can someone need to come out here?
Oh, no.
Where is Sting?
They females. You can't be the
Oh,
female. No!
there's
no!
the low blow. And I have a feeling Sammy's about to advance right here.
No! Someone please come out here. Please. Ruby. Anyone.
Ruby, they broke her face.
They
It's your
did.
face. It's your fist.
She can't see.
Oh, it's
Got
over.
broken nose.
Yeah, he's out. I think it's over.
But he's also doing something with like Nitro Circus. So
Who, Darby?
that could be why. Yeah.
Darby Allin? Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. So we get Moxley and Sammy in the next round.
May Moxley rip him apart.
Right? Yeah, I can't imagine Sammy advances past. He's not going to be Moxley, right?
If he does, he's got to use both of those folks to defeat Moxley.
Look at my face. Are you serious right now?
Check the private chat, by the way.
Look at my face.
Bryan versus Jericho.
Really, sis? Oh,
That got exposed on Twitter. Yeah.
oh, wow.
Yeah. That's why.
Oh my god.
Yeah. That's why.
Who that dude was. Oh, okay.
That's why.
Are you guys glad MJF is back?
Yes. Yes. A million times, yes.
Were you actually sucked in at first? Did you think he was turning face with the promo at the beginning?
It was too much.
Hell
No.
It was too much. So, did he just, I guess we don't know, but it's still not clear. Did he just pay Stokely for help, or is he actually with Stokely? I mean, the last dude that needs somebody to talk for him is MJF, right? Like, so it wouldn't make any sense to have Stokely and MJF together, at least not to me. But
Well, they have that history.
yeah, I guess that's true.
I think it was just a business decision. I don't
Just a
think
one-off. Just here, I'll pay you to
Just
have your
one-off.
little faction help me get the.
And it gets them on the pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm.
Gives them a moment. It lets folks, they're like the only mercenaries who have actually worked out, because FTR came in to be mercenaries, flopped on that part.
I mean, Butcher and the Blade do a decent job, I guess.
Yeah, but they didn't do the job they were supposed to do.
Yeah.
So MJF is always going to be a heel, but I find it funny that apparently he was backstage and he saw the whole altercation.
Interesting.
I feel like he was Tama Tonga from that episode of Being the Elite, where like the chairs and stuff are flying, and Tama's just like,
just like standing in the corner watching him whistling. Just
no, he had his glasses on, looking at the camera, just like.
No, a better idea. Let him tell the story. I was there, and like something else, he's adding on something real stupid, and then Larry got thrown through the window, right? But I tried to catch him, so that's why he's good. And like every time he tells the story to
it just adds. Blue, yes, Red Dragon was wasted, and I fully blame Phillip Brooks for that.
Yeah.
Because apparently he buried a fish.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, it's sad. I mean, I've said on here what I think about Bobby Fish. I really like Bobby Fish, and obviously Kyle's hurt, so I hope that there's room for Bobby to come back when Kyle comes back, and we'll have Red Dragon again at some point on AEW or somewhere. I mean, who knows? Maybe they'll both end up back in the WWE now that it's
That
grass is a
part.
little greener over there.
I
If
feel
this
hurt.
happens,
I
you know.
wanted Undisputed versus the Elite. That's all I wanted.
Man. And it's like this. And what hurts is like dream matches in your mind doesn't happen. But when you're this close, you're this like they're in the same company. Y'all in the same company. I get Kenny was hurt, but really he couldn't renew his contract. He really can't wrestle a couple of months before everybody gets hurt. I mean, everybody gets healed.
Yeah.
Well, when you have the dude who was the former champion burying you backstage, what do you do?
What did he say? Like, what was the worst of it? What is he writing?
Can I get? No, it's all blurry. Oh man,
Put it in front of your face.
I'm trying. Is it showing up?
No. Okay.
No.
Oh man.
Maybe.
Well, Blue, I agree with you. It's all Punk's fault. Hey, and there's Joe. Bet you he wouldn't have tried it with Joe. Any of the Samoans named Joe.
Right?
There were 3 of them on last weekend.
Last weekend. Yes, my baby's back. Yes.
Samoa Joe.
What's up, bro? Oh, okay. He said,
I'm glad to see Samoa Joe back.
He does one of my favorite things in wrestling.
Don't put him back in that.
Which is
the walk away.
The walk away.
My dream match was Samoa Joe versus Tribal Chief. That would have been such a filler match before him versus The Rock. Like, why didn't anyone think of this?
They did, but do you think both Samoan Joes wanted that? One did. I don't know about the other.
Watch his TV series.
Yeah, it has Samoa Joe, so yeah.
I got Peacock, so I can watch it.
Let me know when it drops, because with Peacock, Peacock is hit or miss for me. Yes, Joe, you owe me more violence.
Yeah, I'm glad to see him back.
Oh God, please don't be in the black. Oh God, no. Thank you.
Yeah, I can't hear it, and my captions are behind. So
Mark Sterling, Tony Nese, and Josh Wood came out.
Okay, that hasn't happened yet on my.
I got it now.
Screen. Here we go. Now they come.
Look, as long as it's not Satnam singing them, I don't care.
Right?
I don't care.
Leave the man's hairline alone, Blue. Some of us are follically challenged. It's not our fault.
Blue, no. I'm not gonna tell him that he needs to cut it. He would crush CM Punk, Ash.
Yeah.
Evidently can still happen because Ninja's still employed.
Just because he's injured and they have to cover their bases and not fire him without due process of that. But apparently legal counsel was there along with others, according to Meltzer and the report released like tonight, I believe.
Whew.
Ooh, that's gonna be a banger. Is it gonna happen now? Why does Josh Woods look like a cleaner version of the Briscoes?
He does.
Mm.
I wonder if that's intentional.
You think you could be his cousin?
Possibly. Yeah, who doesn't love Joe?
If you don't, I don't be your friend.
Hold up, let's ask Alan if he loves Samoa Joe.
I do love Samoa Joe.
All right.
Okay, whew. We were gonna be friends. We were gonna be friends no more.
All right. So we got Samoa Joe and we got Bret Hart.
Yep, I like them both. I'm big fans of both those guys.
Samoa Joe.
I'm a big fan of Josh Briggs. I think Josh Briggs versus Samoa Joe for the ROH title would be really good.
It is gonna be banger. Uh-oh. He really should be an actor.
Right?
You know what, Lou? You ain't right.
Yeah, why wasn't Samoa Joe put in the tournament?
Right?
Because he hasn't had enough matches.
He's the ROH champion, I guess. They have
He's
something
one
else
of
they want
them.
to do with him.
Why was the Miro part of the tournament?
Honestly, like in my opinion, why wasn't the tournament bigger? Like it could have had way more guys. Like you could have made it like I don't know, 15
feel
or
Out of
like-
20
all
or
the
30 guys.
people
Like,
in the Miro Darby Sting 6-man tag match, Darby's not the person I would have put in the tournament.
Really? But
No.
yeah, I think with all of his tournaments lately, they're like 2 layers off of being great. Like he's rushing all the tournaments besides the women's for the TBS, which was a little long. I will say that is like you have 2 more weeks for this to build.
I still want Buddy versus Mox.
yeah,
Give it to me, Tony.
I don't know, Ash. I think the Punk was just disillusioned because he was back. It was like the honeymoon phase. I feel like this is the real CM Punk that we're getting now, and he was just either giving
Well,
us
I
lip
mean,
service or just like, "Oh, good, it's good to be back," and that wore off real quick.
Well, there's that, and he shouldn't be in power. Like
it
no
doesn't
offense.
help when the owner is sitting next to him telling him that he's the best thing ever.
Yeah, he
Like-
brought it to the height.
Like I hate that. I hate when wrestlers have the higher say of who gets fired and who gets hired. Like no offense, but why would CM Punk be the catalyst of Bobby Fish leaving?
Right. Well, just because he's CHK's hero, and in CHK's ear, this dude's good, that dude's bad, this dude's good, that dude's bad, this dude's bad for business, or whatever. Like your roster's overbloated. You can get rid of Bobby Fish. He don't do nothing anyhow. He's just sitting over there and catering. Like, really? I mean, I don't know that that's what he's saying, but I mean that's.
It might be, but when your EVPs are like that's like okay, so I guess that's the power struggle because it's either the Elite or CM Punk. So if the Elite wants to face him, really, and that's why they probably beat his behind. He's like, ooh.
So Serena Deeb is taking on Madison Rain. After the women's match, I will give my thoughts on the whole situation. But I like Madison and I like Serena, and I want to see who is, yeah.
I agree. I mean, I think this match would have been better for Madison Rayne 10 years ago, but I'm still into it. I mean, anything with Serena Deeb in it, I'm all for.
I, I feel like Serena can pull a good match out of anyone.
Mm-hmm. But okay, so
CM, here's a question for you from Ash.
Well,
you don't know?
if you see somebody with some clear tendencies of a cokehead,
He never sleeps.
he don't sleep. I mean, okay, so Ash, let me ask you. At the media scrum, did he look like he was sober? On Dynamite, did he look like he hadn't done a mountain of blow?
But
Dude,
like his
dude
eyes
has the
look so
biggest
big.
eyes in the world for sure. His eyes are
Like
huge.
the end of
They look
this
like plates.
tournament, we're gonna find
Tonight on Dynamite.
who is the champion.
Oh, yeah, Madison's out. She's got to be. Oh,
What do you guys think about Serena Deeb versus Jade?
I'd love it.
Yeah.
I could personally buy Serena beating her.
I mean, I could definitely see Serena being a TBS champion. I don't know. I mean, she's a better wrestler right now. It'd be interesting to see how they work together. I don't know what the chemistry would be like. I think Serena Deeb's the kind of wrestler that could probably get a good match out of anybody, and Jade's good enough that I think whatever. But it'd be interesting to see them work together. I think Serena Deeb needs more TV time.
I would like to see Serena be TBS champion and then Jade become the women's champion.
Yeah.
Serena's actually probably, besides surprisingly Abaddon or Diamante, I could buy beating Jade. The other would be Sammy's suggestion of Julia because shit.
Oh, Romeo is in the chat. Hello, Mr.
Hater.
Malone. Thanks for coming in.
Hater.
Saying hi.
Oh, McMahon is a whole racist hoe, drug addict. Like, do you want me to go on? No, AEW should not sign Maki Ito. Let her travel the world and learn more.
Yeah, I think Maki Ito needs a little more work. I mean, I like her. I think she's got a bright future, but I think she needs a little more work still.
Like when she entered that tournament for the Owen Hart, it really was like, huh? What? No, man,
Well,
it really was that.
we haven't seen anybody from Stardom come over.
Kairi Singh is right there.
That's what I was wondering. Could that actually happen now? Ooh, Jade and the Baddies. Hello, Jade.
That's a nice. I mean, even though Madison's past her prime, it's a good win for Serena Deeb. Add another win to the stockpile.
Oh, gotta love her. What? Can she do that? No, I'm being serious because she's a Japanese idol, or she was. Like, can she do that?
I don't know.
Going back to the whole media scrum thing, just one thing. While he was going off on Colt and his mom having a bank account, you're literally sitting next to the dude who got money from his dad's bank account to start the company.
Yeah, like I mean, yeah, you know, for everyone that's gotten money from their parents, like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I wish I had parents that would give it to me too, but you can only hate so much, right? Like it's not really their fault. Like, hey, look,
Right?
if my parents are rich and want to give me money, like, I mean, what I'm gonna say no? Like, none of us would. Like, give me a break. Like, we would all be more than happy to be Tony Khan, spending dad's money or whatever, however much of it's yours, however much of it's his, if we had that ability. So, I mean, don't get me wrong. I think you should be doing more at this point with AEW, and I think it's suffering a little bit. But, I mean, I don't.
But if
Let
your
me tell
champion is
you.
going to sit there and drag somebody about sharing a bank account with their parent,
Yeah.
Let me tell you. Struggling
No,
is
I mean,
overrated.
right.
Struggling is overrated.
No, for sure.
it's almost as overrated as Charlotte Flair.
Oh, excuse me. You know what? I'm about to mute you real quick. Yeah, that's about to. You can't come in here and talk bad about the Queen.
I did.
Wise man. You
No,
are
no.
not telling me that you're a Charlotte Flair fan.
I am. She's probably my favorite women's wrestler.
That explains a lot. I'm gonna just put it like this: Carolina girls know Carolina girls, and yeah.
I thought we was homies, wise man.
Look, you knew when he was like he didn't like Adam Sandler movies.
It was all bad.
True.
You knew his takes.
My favorites are Sasha and
What?
Well, Romeo, the Irish told us perfectly.
Oh my God!
Lizzie's in a box. That's what that is. And I will cheer for her because I really am over Liv Morgan. Just period.
No, honestly, SmackDown needs a female star. Like it's the same Fatal 5-Way tournament people in it, and none of them are on that level. And I love them. I love all of them. Most of them, but
most of them.
But they need more storylines to get higher. It can't be just Ronda versus Liv for the third freaking time. It really.
Oh, Ash, you should stay off Twitter then. And it's never too early to relish in
something tragic,
like in torturing other humans to celebrate that.
I was extremely disappointed with Liv Morgan beating Shayna Baszler clean. I was not happy about that. Like no in no universe that I live in should that happen. Like
ever.
I was pissed. I was not happy. And that was a really good show. I thought that pay-per-view was really strong. In many ways, it might have been the best pay-per-view of the year for WWE. But that match I was really not happy about that.
The only reason I stayed watching is because I knew Wale's prophecy was going to come true. That's the only reason. That's the only reason. But I'm sorry, the Hobbs versus Starks.
Yeah.
Wash. I appreciated it.
What?
I appreciated it.
Really?
It made sense. It made sense. And also realize Hobbs hasn't really been fighting. Ricky has.
Yeah. I thought it could have been better. I thought they could have had more time and they could have done a little bit better.
They had time, but it's just like they were like, you know what?
They'll run it back. There'll be at least one, if not two more matches. So hopefully the next one will be more to my liking.
And that's why I'm a little bit okay with Shayna losing, because what happened tonight when Ronda was like, when you ready to break some bones, give me a call. I'm like.
Yeah, but I the problem is that I love Shayna Baszler and I hate Ronda Rousey, so I really don't want to see the two of them together. Like, because then what the fuck? Like, I hate that shit.
That's the problem.
But it's going to build up.
Hate Ronda.
And you know what? I thought we were kind of beyond this whole like. I thought when Vince was gone, we had maybe someone that saw more than just like. 1 + 1 = 2. Just because Baszler's an MMA fighter and Ronda's an MMA fighter doesn't mean they have to be a fucking tag team. Like, it doesn't, have to put people together just because they have the same fighting background or the same skin color or the same religious whatever it is. I mean, give me a fucking break.
I do agree, but I'm having hope. This is gonna pave the way to Shayna
Ooh.
versus Ronda, which is what we all want, right?
Yes.
So I'm gonna give it
Yes.
time. Cause I'm pretty sure this is where it's gonna go.
Yeah, I mean, if they do
Sounds like a good
something where
match.
they're a tag team and then split them up 3 weeks later, and then they have a huge feud, that I'm all in for.
See,
That I'm in for.
So Tony Storm and Hikaru Shida versus Serena Deeb and Britt Baker.
Yeah, that
now
should be a really good
hater,
match. That should be a good
There's no
match.
hater in that picture. So
interesting,
Nope, there is
are
not.
they done or
I sure hope so. I sure
that's
hope we get
gonna
a
be a
Britt
good
Baker
one.
Jamie Hayter feud.
right?
That's gonna be a big one.
I was happy Tony Storm won.
Stupid face.
So who you guys got here? You guys got Claudio?
Yeah.
I want okay, first off, William Regal does not like Brian Danielson.
Why you say that?
Did you see how he was with Claudio in the promo? He was actually around Claudio. I don't my heart says Claudio, so I'm gonna say Claudio, but it could go to Dax.
If it
I
went
would
to
love it for it to go to Dax.
if it goes to Dax, he is for sure cementing himself as a top 5 wrestler of the year.
I mean, it's not a title match, so I think Dax could win.
Oh,
And
it's
then
not.
next,
I
It is a
thought
title
it was.
match.
oh, I thought
Yeah.
it wasn't. I'm sorry, my mistake. That's my. I'll just
Well,
sit here and shut up.
I
I'll
think
just sit
it
here and
is.
look pretty.
Yes, because it just said adding yet another title to his ranks. So I think
Yeah.
it's for the RH.
Then I don't know. I don't think they're gonna take it off of Claudio yet.
I don't know if they'll take it off until they have like some definitive product.
Yeah. This is a
And
very.
his
This
name
is
is
very
Sir William Regal. Give him his
Yeah, I'm
proper
excited
title.
for this match, Romeo. I think this should be a really good match. Dax is a really good wrestler. I'm all in on Dax Harwood as a singles wrestler. I mean, I like FTR too, and I don't want them to split up, but I like Dax as a singles wrestler as well.
They're both talented enough to be singles.
This is a very ROH heavy Rampage. We
It
got
is.
Samoa Joe, Serena Deeb is a champ, and now this. Are we actually making moves to actually have their own show now?
I
I
wouldn't,
would
I
be
mean,
upset if this turned into ROH.
I was just gonna say I
Right?
wouldn't be too upset if Rampage became kind of the ROH show, but they do need another. They still need another regular AEW main roster show too. I mean, Dynamite is not enough time. So either you
It's
make
not.
Dynamite longer, which you can't do, because I'm not into that, or you have to come up with another show if you're going to turn Rampage into the ROH show.
I wouldn't mind
Besides,
30 more minutes of Dynamite. 30 more minutes. That's it.
2.5 hours. Yeah, I don't. I mean, I'm still convinced that for me, at least, and I mean, the ratings probably don't show this, but for me, Raw became unwatchable when it went from 2 to 3 hours. It just did. It's too long.
it definitely did.
It's just too long. And I don't care what you're putting on in the 3 hours. 3 hours is just too long a television to have to watch at one time for one show. It's just too much.
Wait, we don't get William Regal flirting with Excalibur? That's
With
so
Man in the
rude.
Mask. Oh, we don't. You know what? There probably was like too many commentators, but to flip that and just take Jericho out or someone else. Because
Take out Jericho. Give me Excalibur, Caprice Coleman, William Regal. Boom. Is Jim Ross calling it too?
Sammy Joe, Romeo said you look sober, bro.
Do I?
Do I? Well, to be fair, you've normally mixed up at least one drink by now. I know you said you weren't drinking tonight, but
I'm afraid if I drink it, I'll fall asleep.
that's funny.
Jeez. What do you, ooh, ooh.
Yeah, this is a good match. I like these two together.
Already.
I know I am blue.
He might. Are you, Sammy?
Uh,
Are you sober tonight, Sammy?
I am not sober tonight.
I am not
Yeah.
super today.
You look very relaxed. You really do. Like, you look real chilled out right now.
Mhm.
That's funny.
As long as he doesn't start doing like CHK, we're good.
All right. This is
That's
the time.
because Ash. That's because he gets to be off the beat and say, "Listen," like 20 seconds after. Also, CHK was smart to have Swerve interrupt that
Yeah, it was too much. It was.
because he definitely would have said some things
Said some shit, right?
that he
I was
wasn't
mad though.
supposed
I
to.
was mad because I wanted to hear what he was gonna say.
People would have called him out if he wouldn't have, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no
You know, it'd
doubt.
been hilarious. You know, it'd be hilarious if Matt Cassie didn't know that he was coming out. Like he was getting, like he actually got prepared, and he was like, "Wait, hold up, that's Swerve." And like, like they had a Curtis in the back, like, "Bro, you really came out." "Oh, I'm sorry, bro." THK said, "Come out. We really didn't trust. We love you, but you can't really. Just not the week. Just not the week."
They were like, "Look, y'all got the Sesame Daddy ass shirt. I don't want to have to spend you too, so
We
I
need
think
all
it's
hands on deck
absolutely.
right now.
I think it's hysterical. However, the Sesame thing is. At first, I thought it was a little kind of odd, but I love it, and I think it's hysterical. However, it is.
Like, Ash said, "Scissor me," and I'm like, "Wait, pause. No, doesn't work. That does not work. That does not work."
I'm gonna say it. I think it's more over than the best friends hugging.
It's better than the best friends hugging. The best friends hugging is just
I
dumb.
mean, it's like Sesame Daddy ass, and okay. Can we talk about something?
Okay.
The fact that Billy Gunn, in what 3 generations, has gone from suck it
Wait,
to daddy ass to scissor me daddy ass.
and then the song was, "I'm an ass man." So like, hold
That so Danhausen is the one that started the ass boys thing.
He loves to hug him. He loves to squeeze him.
If you have not seen Pete Quinnell's version of Ass Man, please go look that up.
It's
It is
difficult to find.
I'll have to check
It
that
is
out.
hilarious. It is the the second best Wrestle Talk punishment ever.
the
Because
best
they didn't do a
promo.
video of it on its own. They did a video of where it's at the end of a review.
No, they actually have they had an actual video for it because people were just between that and Andy Jackson's Kelly, they had to drop the videos. Look, I skipped that era on purpose.
Now I'm questioning Billy Gunn. Like, I forgot the whole Bill and Chuck thing.
Well, I appreciate that now because it put the stereotypes on straight men for once instead of gay men having like these overly feminine stereotypes. It was also hilarious when they were like, "Wait, you told us this was just for PR? Like, we're not really."
That wedding was so stupid. He like Y'all
I like women.
We at the end of this whole saga. No one said cut. Let's go.
Anybody want to bring up Bart Gunn?
Right?
The more
What's really,
talented one.
what's really funny is that like when he was in DX in the beginning, I liked the New Age Outlaws, but when he became Mr. Ass, it was a little much for me back in the day. For some reason now I think it's hysterical. I don't know
Okay,
what's different about it, but for some reason I find it funny now and it bothered me back.
so Ash, no, Danhausen didn't start Ass Man. He started the Ass Boys to the point where he was like, "Oh, well, if you're Mr. Ass and you're dad, then you're Daddy Ass, and that makes them the Ass Boys." He literally bought them a video of a theme song of the Ass Boys. It's a great video, very hilarious, very evil. Blue, blue.
Hey, still.
It's, there's no way it's his real name, but his mom still does probably bang, or his dad probably still bangs trucker tramps.
I don't know. I didn't know Jeffrey's real Jeff Hardy's middle name was really Nero. I'm like, wait, hold on, what?
How dare you not know Jeffrey Nero Hardy's real name and the
I
fact that
did
his
not.
birthday was a few days ago? Like, we have claimed Jeff Hardy. Come on, girl, that's our cousin. Get with him. Come on.
I did not know. It did make me love him more. I'm like, oh, now see, flip it. Now your parents wanted you to be a star. Nero? Really?
Right? I always got to Google people to find out if it's their real name or their you like because you never know. Like I didn't know it was Jeff Hardy's real name until I looked it up. Like you never know.
Look, I was in love with Jeff Hardy.
Brother Nero.
Brother Nero.
Anything related to Jeff Hardy, I was a fan of, to the point my parents were just like, stop using the printer. You're using all the ink in the printer for this man's face. Like, y'all remember the AOL CDs with the internet? Yeah, went through like 3-4 of them looking him up. Messed up the computer with viruses. I was downloading music, trying to go see his band. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I had a slight
This match has been really good. I'm glad they gave him some time.
Right?
This type of wrestling is
It requires time. It can't be a 10-minute match. It has to build up and you have to actually get the people into it before. Yeah, it needs more than 10 minutes.
Yeah.
obsolete.
I still think that could have worked. People talking about it didn't work. There were no fans. Y'all, like some stuff requires fans. So I was all for. All right, let's roll it back. Let's just see in front of fans if it still works.
If we can't have the Hardy Boys of the late '90s or the early 2000s, then I want Broken Matt Hardy. That's my favorite. That's my second favorite Matt Hardy.
It was like
I mean, it got a little out of control at times and a little bizarre at times, but I still liked it. Like I loved it. Senior Benjamin and the drone and all that shit. I was in for all of it.
I told y'all my favorite part of that
Right?
was Vanguard's funeral on B&B Elite. I'm sorry. If y'all have not seen that, please go back and look up Vanguard 1's funeral on B&B Elite.
I'll have to check that out.
It is comedy on so many levels.
So I'm surprised here we see Dax using the "he who should not be named" move. I thought that was like just a generally banned, outlawed. Thought you weren't supposed to be doing like the flying headbutt move anymore.
Well, Danielson was doing it a lot in WWE.
That's true.
You can't ban a move just because somebody did something horrific. And
But also, how do you protect yourself with that? Like at the last minute, you put your hands in your face, like until no one sees it.
Right?
And that's why he had CTE.
Like
exactly. That's exactly why.
Do you only do it to big guys with a belly? It's like, okay, aim for the soft part. It's like
right.
Like, oh, you got abs. I'm not doing it tonight. You got abs. Let's go.
Imagine doing that on Tony Nese. You break
See?
your face.
Whew.
Or Finn Balor. You break your face or get a face full of Finn.
And like they're like usually they flex to take the pin to take the move. Like, yo, don't flex, don't flex.
Here we got a good question from Romeo. What do y'all think?
Not with Punk. Wardlow, yes.
Now, now honestly, if I'm FTR, I'm keeping my distance for right now. Like we on top of the moon right now. We is number one tag team in this division. We don't need this right now. We have a conversation. Like Phil,
Yeah, I
we
think
love
Punk's
you.
radioactive.
We love you. But let this blow over for about 3 more months, and then we'll revisit this.
Yeah, I think Punk's pretty radioactive at the moment. I don't think, even though he's injured and not going to be around, so it'll be whatever. I'll be surprised if he's back in the same capacity, and if he is, yeah, I don't know. I think he needs to go. If I'm FTR, I would just stay away from him as far as on TV goes.
FTR has built good rapport with folks in the locker room. And to a certain extent, they owe their overness to the elite, because if it wasn't for FTR and everybody trying to figure out what that is and them talking smack to FTR and them going back and forth on Twitter, arguably FTR would not be where they are. And CM Punk is not good for business right now.
Yeah,
it really does suck.
I'm ahead of you guys.
Huh?
Incoming.
I'm trying not to say anything about this match because.
Yeah, don't. Because if you guys are ahead, yeah, don't.
Yeah.
I'm picturing, and these guys are still.
I just, oh my.
We're not there yet.
This should be a pay-per-view. Oh.
So let me ask you guys a question.
Why is that being in picture?
When you guys were watching, when you guys were watching All Out during the casino match and the Joker came out, did you know it was MJF when he had the mask on?
I knew it because of the song.
Yeah, the song.
I didn't catch the song. I was looking at him and I'm like, I know that walk. Like, I know that person. Like, I'm looking at him like, fuck, who is that? I kept thinking, who the fuck is that? I know that walk. Like, and then okay, now it makes sense from that.
Like, when he didn't take the mask off, I'm like, oh, that's MJF. I really was like, I'm like, oh, okay, that's MJF.
I am a big musical fan, and I am friends, or I was friends with a lot of theater kids growing up. That's how I knew it was MJF, because that is pure theater. Pure theater. Yes, but that can also be mimicked, Romeo, because remember, they've done that before.
What are they doing?
The song is what really gave it away.
Speaking of users of the flying headbutt, though, Dynamite Kid also has a Dark Side of the Ring episode.
Yeah, he does. No, I mean, there's a clear connection between repeated head trauma and damage to the brain. I mean,
and being ain't shit.
Yeah,
let's call it what it is.
Yeah,
being an ain't shit person.
Well, yeah, there is that, but yeah, I mean, and these guys, a lot of these guys, and that move, like Anika said, it's hard to protect your head. I mean, you're going to be taking that shot. When you do a flying head, but you're taking the bulk of that on your head, and that's brutal to the brain. I mean, that's.
Although that flapjack to the ring post during the picture-in-picture looked more dangerous than the flying headbutt did.
Yeah, and if you Moxley, like I was listening to Moxley's book, which I finished, which was really good. I know I talked about it a lot, but he says when he was first learning, like the first training the first training thing he went to, practice program, whatever you want to call it, he went to, the guy did like 20 moves on a guy, and the guy never touched him, but it looked like he was killing him, and it showed him that you could do it without actually touching him or hurting him, and he was just amazed because he was like, I didn't know you could actually do that. So I mean, I have no doubt that a lot of this stuff looks far worse than it is, but some of it you can only avoid bumps so much, right? Like
Mhm.
even if you put a spring under the canvas, even if it's padded, like a back body drop hurts. Those kind of things hurt. Like I don't care who you are. Like even if you know how to take them, those kind of things hurt. Then they do a lot of those things that have actual impact. So I don't.
I think there are a lot of moves that look really, really, really bad, but are done very safely. But
Sure.
that headbutt is one of those things that it looks good, but the wear and tear on your body is so much worse. Ooh.
Wait.
What time is
Almost
it?
there.
What?
10:56.
Okay, we got time.
Oh, so Twitter has already started editing that, Ash. How far back are you going? You know what? You could just have Eddie there. Eddie Kingston can just run down all the reasons to hate CM Punk and all the stories. And
honestly, when MJF did the Dark Side of the Ring with Warlow, that might be my moment of the year, because that was so stupid, and everybody involved were so stupid too. Like Taz doing the whole I can't, and then Jericho like, I ain't doing this. Wait,
how much did he pay me?
Like it really was perfect. It was so stupid, so stupid. It was.
Oh, but you're right, it was perfect. I need to go back and watch that one because that is hilarious.
It was
Take
so
a
good.
shot every time you hear a shared bank account.
Look,
Or Scott Colton.
I just have a question. Like, how does Vince compare you to being more miserable than Shawn Michaels on drugs? And you accept it. Also, how do you hate Vince so much that to undermine his retirement, you planned this whole thing?
Wait, hold up. Time out. CM Punk said what about Shawn Michaels?
According to CM Punk, Vince said that to Punk one time that he was more miserable than Shawn Michaels on drugs in the 90s. When Shawn Michaels was a coke fiend.
My baby was going through stuff.
No offense to anybody else who's straight edge. No offense to anybody who's straight edge, but that's because Punk is a sober straight edge dude. He has no fucking joy or fun in his life. Like
he had a bad
Darby straight edge.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he does more stuff to have fun. I don't know, but
Punk has an addiction to Pepsi and pussy.
Pepsi, yeah. I mean, he's got a Pepsi fucking dumbass Pepsi tattoo on his arm.
I'll say this: I was a CM Punk. I am CM Punk fan. I really can't stand none of this. But you say you straight edge. You really do look like you on like baby.
Right?
I need you to moisturize your face or something, because you don't look like you straight edge. No offense, but you don't.
Have you watched The Real Housewives of Atlanta when Phaedra gives that read to Kenya about her eggs and artificial insemination? That, if you have never seen that, go look that up. It's a moment that lives on in infamy. However, CM Punk's rant gave that energy, very rehearsed. And after a hard-fought battle,
I agree,
our
Romeo.
champion is Romeo. He needs, if he cannot have Pepsi at that moment, go get him the other thing that calms him down.
Did he tapped out?
That was
wow.
That seemed real abrupt.
Wow.
I mean, he don't want to be hurt. He got 50-11 titles to defend.
All right.
You really thought thought that was gonna win.
Sammy just woke up from his nap. He's ready to talk.
Well, the show's over.
The show's
Oh,
over.
that's how I pay attention.
Just pay attention anymore. That's right.
Ooh. So I think it is possible that Punk might have done a bit of what he did as a work, but I think Kenny Omega getting bitten by Ace Steel, if that is what happened, I don't think CM Punk planned that.
No, I think it's hysterical.
Okay, so CM Punk, we know it's straight edge. Is Ace still straight? Cause I'm still like, you throwing chairs and you biting people? Like, hey, come on, protect my wife. What if the chair hits your wife? I don't.
Okay, Ash, you right. You are right. But can you say that when you sitting next to a damn coke fiend? That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, like the whole situation was bad. Like, not just what he said, but the whole look was bad. He's eating the whole time, like he doesn't give a fuck. His eyes are rolling. He's disregarding everybody that's asking a question. Every other word is fuck. Tony's looking at him like shaking his head like a fucking idiot, like, yeah, you're right. And then at the same time trying to say, it's my fucking fault. And like, dude, come on. Why don't you just let him bend over? Why don't you just have CM Punk bend over and lick his asshole right here for all of us to see? Like, that's what it felt like. I mean, turn his fucking mic off and tell him to shut up. Like,
good night,
or one of these.
That's enough. Like, now we're cutting this off. Like, that's it. Give me a break. If it wasn't a work, Tony sure let it go.
I don't think it'll work. We still can't see. Like, get him. Oh, almost. Punk. What did it say?
Fault. It's all his fault. Oh, okay. It's just not. It is not picking up. Hold on. Let me take my blurred background off. All his fault. All his fault.
All right, that's a good clip.
All right.
Man.
Whew. So tonight was a good show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was one of the better rampages that they've had.
ROH heavy.
Maybe
But I
that's
appreciated
why.
that. They need the shine.
How come we didn't get no Keith Lee though, or Ricky Starks?
Yeah,
Ricky is hurt.
We did get Powerhouse Hobbs.
Ricky's hurt, and Keith Lee is locked in. Swerve locked him in the locker room. That's what had happened. That's what I'm gonna go with.
We're trying to keep the ninjas out the nigga hole. That's what we're trying to do. Let's call a spade, okay? As much as we love Rampage, only one ninja per Rampage. That's the line now. That's the ratio. They all four can't beat at the same time.
I was trying not to. I was trying not to say it.
Out of the 60-minute time slot, there's 3 minutes allowed for 4 minutes allowed for minorities in total.
Okay, so ROH doesn't have a women's championship.
Well, Serena Deeb's the champ. What was Serena Deeb?
No.
Because Serena Deeb beat Mercedes Martinez for the belt, whatever belt that
was. Mercedes is still in her first reign. It says.
That's what I thought. I thought Mercedes was still the champion.
Mercedes won.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Where is Mercedes?
Oh.
Waiting for the deal to happen so you can back on TV.
I mean, that could be a good thing, Blue. Like Rampage of Honor. Ash, I think it's more of I wouldn't say a 4 out of maybe a 4.5 out of 5. It had Jade. That's
It did have Jade.
Jade.
Yeah, I think it's a 4 out of 5. The main event was really good. The main event was strong. Jade was
The
on.
main event was better than the first match.
Yeah. Serena Deeb was a good match for what it
I
was.
don't have any complaints about the show.
No, I didn't
No.
think it was a bad show at all. I didn't think there was any
Look,
weak parts.
I'm just happy that the skateboard didn't break before the spot.
Like, bruh, you can tell that like Sammy was so nervous. He was like, "Oh, we really are friends." Oh,
I didn't know Mercedes was injured.
Well, that's because Darby carries around a real skateboard.
Look, don't say
Right.
that. She's gonna pop up in your Twitter mention.
I don't have a Twitter anymore. I deleted it.
one fling to the sky, they ain't just going to disappear in the thin air.
So, match of the
It
night.
wasn't even on the downward swing. It was on the upswing. Like that.
I go back and I look at that to see just how they edited that.
I mean, they were able to edit Vince McMahon taking the stunner at WrestleMania. They can work some magic.
That's why they get paid the big bucks.
That was the worst taking of a move ever. That Vince McMahon stunner.
Like, I thought I don't know, Linda still might be the winner, but like,
Yeah, it's right up there. I don't know who's worse.
Vince and
No,
Linda.
Vince is worse because Vince knows how to take that move and took it okay 20 years ago, like, or however long ago it was. I mean, he never took it great, but he took it a lot better than that. Like,
it looked like his knee gave out on him or something.
yeah, no doubt.
Y'all gotta remember, Vince at the time was going through the beginning of the investigation, so he couldn't have what makes him relaxed enough to take the stunner up there.
Oh my God.
So that's why it was so bad. If only Vince and CM Punk had the same thing at different times, we would have different outcomes, guys. So different.
So different. All right. So, what about y'all have a match of the night?
I'm gonna give it to Dax.
Kasemi won the first one, and that really pissed me off. Yeah, it's Dax versus Claudio.
Yeah, it's got to be Dax and Claudio. I agree.
Agreed. I just want to know where Darby goes from here.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
He needs something.
I called it. I said Sammy was winning, right?
Well,
you wanted to believe that, Sammy. Oh, that's why you chose him, Sammy. His name was Sammy.
Sammy and Sammy.
Man.
It was an inside job.
That's right. His name's in honor of Sammy Guevara.
Sammy Joe is way better than that.
And how about an MVP and an LVP?
You know, I'm gonna go ahead and give MVP to Samoa Joe. I'm glad to have him back. Can't wait for the match next week.
I give MVP to co-MVPs to Claudio and Dax. That was a really, really good match for me. Love Samoa Joe, but until he has a match, I can't.
Yep, I'm giving it to Dax because I think it shows a lot that a dude that's normally a tag team wrestler is holding his own with some really good singles wrestlers. That was a really good match. I'm impressed by Dax, so Dax gets my MVP.
Yeah, he's MVP. Hopefully, he needs to start winning. I get the whole he can't win because he's a tag team wrestler. Like, all right, it's been like 10 matches now.
I mean, he did win the match, Romeo. You're not wrong. He did win the match.
Wow, Romeo says his LVP is Darby.
No.
On the show,
LVP goes to them two little girls
Tell him.
because they ruined
Yeah.
a really great match
They
being
really
thirsty
did.
over Slimy. Like, if you want to slum some love, you could do that behind, like, backstage.
On this show, if Sammy is on, he will always be LVP. Sammy and Tay will always be LVP.
The little white girl. There you go. Little white girl privilege. Because you know Sting can't come out and beat your behinds. So you had to both y'all had to come out and ruin the match. Yeah.
Exactly.
If only there was somebody like an Abaddon. Who,
Right?
we need,
Where
we
is
need to see
she?
her more. She's still signed. She does a lot of indie shows, and she does the Dark and Elevation a lot. And she has improved. I will say during the ladies who wrestled during the pandemic have improved greatly.
Yeah.
Yes. I would
But
agree with that.
realistically, LVP is CHK forever and always. So
Forever.
is Chris Hero still in America,
Who?
or is he in Europe?
I don't
Who?
know. Chris Hero.
I can Google it.
Yeah, that's the person I haven't.
I'm
So
not sure.
would you like to look up the race definitions, Ash, from the census and see what that says?
I don't think Chris Hero's wrestling at the moment. I don't know if he's injured or if he's just like not actively wrestling, but I haven't seen him wrestle in a while now.
I know he was doing training.
She get pulled
Right.
over. She ain't.
I can
I
tell
can say
you
that.
he was born in Dayton, Ohio. Whether he's living there right now, I cannot tell you.
Like, no offense, Ash. She get put over. If she gets pulled over, she ain't speaking no Brazilian. She will speak a Brazilian. Sorry.
Portuguese.
Is she Portuguese or Brazilian?
She's Brazilian, but she speaks Portuguese.
Oh yes, because okay, that makes sense. They speak Portuguese in Brazil.
If she gets pulled over, she ain't speaking none of that. It'll be yes,
Nope.
sir, no, sir.
Well,
I am so sorry.
She gonna lose that accent real quick.
I don't think she can. I think she tries to, but I don't think she can.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it works. Like Sofia Vergara. Like she can't tell that she's not speaking the same as everybody else.
Well, her actual if you hear her actual accent, it's very different.
It's very different. I love
it's like Fez from that 70s show. It's very over exaggerated. So Chris Hero has a podcast.
Yes, I know he had a podcast. I'm not
all
familiar
I
with the
got.
name of it, but I've heard it once or twice.
Good for him.
It's
I like
Shoot
Chris Hero.
Conversation. That's all that's on his IG.
I'm sorry, this comment from Ash. That is just too funny.
I mean,
shouldn't
if
laugh
I
at racial
get
jokes
over,
or racial stereo, but that's hysterical.
Depending on if I get pulled over at, if I have to, I'll pull off the actual accent. Otherwise, yeah.
All right. Anyone have anything else they want to say before we wrap it up?
If y'all haven't watched SmackDown, Imperium versus the Brawling Brutes. Oh my!
I did watch that.
Oh my God!
I'm still not recovered from Sheamus versus Walter because I still feel the chops.
I was going to say my chest still hurts. It's a little red.
Like when he chopped him off the freaking top turn, I felt that in my soul.
Right now, it really is fight forever. Like, run this back at WrestleMania. Let him be the one to get the belt off of Walter. I am so into this so much. Y'all have no idea.
Yeah. No, I'm into Walter and Sheamus again. I'll watch it all day long.
So
My
I
man
don't
Dunn
want.
is back.
You don't
Giovanni
want what?
Vinci is still doing stuff. Yeah.
I don't want to miss out on Malachi Black. Like I don't know the full deal of what's going on, but if we're not going to be getting him for a while, could we at least get extra Buddy Murphy instead? Like,
So they taped matches for Dark or Elevation. They did do that. I think Malachi really should take some time off for his mental health. If he's saying that's the case, that's the case. And if you are struggling like that, you need to take that time. But yes, more Buddy, all the time.
If he's not, that would be so hilarious if this was all to get out of this contract to go back to Papa H. I really hope that's what this is. He's like, I'm tired of this company. Let me just say this.
If he does that, I think that would absolutely ruin him for a lot of fans of him. A lot of his fans do struggle with like mental health things because like he's like a blight of hope, but you don't do that. And I will say, as much as I don't like CHK, I do appreciate the fact that he was not pushing for Malachi to fight as much, knowing Malachi's back is as messed up as it is. As a Malachi Black fan, as a Tommy End fan, I want to see him wrestle and live a full normal life.
Yeah.
And if that means sitting him down for right now and making him get help, do it.
I think there's some things that are okay to joke about and some things that are okay to, like, I guess lie about or whatever, or, work us about. I don't think mental illness is one of those. And if, in my opinion, at least it shouldn't be. And, I think he needs to take a little break and
make a whole work out of Ace Steel biting Kenny Omega and throwing chairs, and
sure, of course.
Matt Jackson taking pictures of his face to prove that CM Punk don't really got hands. He did do that.
Why you say that? Where is Selena Vega? Like, was she hurt, or did she just get off the television?
So she was hurt. Now, so Matt Jackson's picture. Or Tuesday after they were like, "Oh yeah, CM Punk hit Matt Jackson when he came in there," and yet he does have a punchable face.
He does have a little bit of a punchable face.
He is the third most punchable face in AEW.
But so does CM Punk. CM Punk has a punchable face too.
Well, see, it's Sammy, Tony Khan, Matt Jackson, CM Punk. And then there's one to fill in for punchable faces.
That's funny.
Anything
MJF
else? Isn't in the top 5?
Who?
MJF isn't in the top 5?
He has a punchable face till he starts singing, and then it's just like, okay. So Ash, the story goes from one side, they kicked down the door, right? And then the Young Bucks came in, and Matt came in first. So CM Punk hit him with the 2-piece, and then Nick came to break it up, and then he got hit with a 2-piece in a chair. And then Kenny Omega was like, "Oh my God, save the dog!" So he ran and saved the dog, and Ace Steel saw that, and he was just like, "I'm hungry," and he went to go bite Kenny, and Larry just ran, and he was like, help me, CM Punk's getting beaten up, help. And that's what happened.
See?
And when the Young Bucks kicked down the door, they did slap their thighs.
Oh my God.
See,
that's hilarious.
To do that on BTE with a bunch of people.
all 3 of them just kicking the door at the same time while smacking their leg. Yes.
All smacking their leg.
Oh, wait. Pause. I forgot. Brandon Cutler was filming. Nakazawa was trying to hit, was lubing himself up with the oil and was trying to get people with low blows and stuff. And everybody was backstage and nobody stopped anything. There was popcorn. They were making beds. It was so much. To the point where, the damage that was apparently done by the door getting kicked down was not reported to the police. I don't know.
Because they do being the elite. So, if they're suspended, they can still do being the elite.
Yep.
They could do it like they did for the pandemic and just have wrestlers do their own thing, send in the clips, they edit it, and it was fun. That's how Private Party kind of got over.
right? Or because Sammy's blog is like, are they?
I don't
Are they
watch
still
that
going?
anymore. Since he
So
called
let
us all
Sammy do it.
liars, yeah, I don't. That's my problem with Sammy. Not you, Sammy Joe, but Sammy Guevara. Like I don't like being called a liar and being told what I'm seeing with my own eyes. I'm not seeing. Oh, wait, Ash, I'm sorry. I forgot that part. So Christopher Daniels only got one good eye, right? So he was trying to save Larry the dog, but he couldn't see him. So when Ace still threw, like when he threw the chair, he hit Christopher Daniels and it ricocheted off Christopher Daniels and hit Nick Jackson. And Larry was just over there barking all confused. And
I think Christopher Daniels was doing his best.
I love how
oh, wait,
Omega's
I
just.
also forgot. Pat Buck was over there like, guys, don't do this.
Pat Buck probably just got caught in the
No.
crossfire. He was
I
like,
love how Omega just supposedly only cared about the safety of the dog.
Of the
But that's
dog.
on brand for Kenny. That's actually on brand for Kenny.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
still, it's hilarious.
We're grown men. The
I mean, I
dog
think
is
the
not
option was
with
either
us.
he's saving a dog or he's in the corner drinking chocolate milk.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I hate to say it, but Kenny doesn't really strike me as too much of an actual fighter. Like when it comes down to like
No.
He
fighting
said
for
that
real.
he doesn't like to like actually cause issues. Like he
Yeah.
tries to be peaceful because of I think the trauma that he went through dealing with Cornette and dealing with WWE.
Yeah.
But yes, story time with Sam.
Story time with CM.
Story time with CM.
That's
I
right.
like that.
I'm just saying that I just combined all the reports for CM Punk's side and a little bit with the Elite. That's all I did.
Yeah.
No, he did.
Because I look, nobody else questioned them kicking down a door and the police not being called.
Right.
The
Yep.
canon, though, is Kenny Omega grabbed the dog and Ace Steel saw it and bit him.
But I told you what had happened was he was trying to save the dog from the chair shot. And Ace still had already thrown the chair near him. So I wouldn't say Moxley, Danielson, and Jericho are the real locker room leaders because we don't really know. But
I think Jericho always was.
Yeah. I think they're great people to be able to go to for advice for different things. And
And Mox is there to help, but he's not there to be the guy to.
Cause I say this, we don't like Jericho, but he earned his check that night. He was like, all right. He's like, all right, I'll do the media scrum. Put all the attention on me for at least 30 minutes while it's like it probably had earpiece in his ear. How much time? We got 2 more minutes. We're still cleaning up dog poop, and the door hasn't been fixed yet. All right, man. So I hate Danielson. I hate him. I'm gonna beat him next time.
When Chris Jericho said
wrong.
Shit went down, that was the media. That was the moment the media scrum was like, Tony Khan was like, shit.
Maybe I'm wrong though. Maybe Mox does like having people come up to him, asking him a bunch of questions. Maybe he's into that. I just assume that that's not his cup of tea.
I think it's probably to let people who go to Mox,
I have a feeling he's not overly approachable, right? Like,
yeah,
he seems more show don't tell.
I think
Like, you want
I
to
think
step
like
in the
a
ring
Darby
with me?
could go to Mox. Darby could go to Mox, whereas other people could go to Danielson and Jericho, or you could ask Mox to, hey, can you look at this and tell me what I can improve on, something like that.
Or Mox don't want the title. He's like, you're like, nope, I'm not leader. I'm not leader of nothing. I just here doing my thing. Just we'll talk later. But I don't want that title. I don't want that title.
But we'll see, and I hope AEW can rebound from this.
And I love how they did Dynamite. It was a great start and hopefully they'll continue on this path. Don't stray away when everybody's off suspension and go straight to the elite again. No, you have enough people. You really do. Just build the storylines up and just let them work.
I agree.
One thing I want to say about John Moxley, he feels like the heart and soul of AEW. I do not. I don't even think of him as a guy from the other company anymore. Like,
Nope.
That's because Mox never wrestled in WWE. You got Dean Ambrose from the beginning. Like, they never let him wrestle as Mox on WWE television. He would do FCW shows under like the Mox name, but there weren't a lot. And he just Vince really wasted a really great talent because he didn't get in.
Yeah.
same thing happened with Brody Lee.
What?
Same thing happened with Brody Lee.
Yeah.
Man, I'm so glad Triple H is in office. I really am. Because Dean Ambrose versus Triple H doing Roadblock, that was so good. And so it really we'll see what happens. It is a good area of wrestling. It's a good time to be a wrestling fan. It really is.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it's a really good time to be a wrestling fan.
You know, I would have appreciated getting to hear Brody Lee trying to do a Southern accent and failing.
Dude, like, oh my god. So when he was, cause when he debuted on AEW and he started talking, I'm like, wait, hold up, what? It really was a shock. Like, hold up. So that wasn't your voice when you were Luke Harper. It really.
I mean, it was his voice when he was telling him that Randy Orton wasn't shit.
For guys that Vince dropped the ball on them both, I think Dean Ambrose definitely got more than Luke Harper, right? I mean, John Moxley got a much bigger run and push in WWE than Brody Lee did.
Yeah.
I mean, you can say what you want about misuse of Dean Ambrose, and now that we see John Moxley, you can see how good he actually is. But I mean, for what it's worth, I mean, he got a pretty good push in WWE. I mean, the Shield was, all over everything, main event and pay-per-views. I mean, he main evented the WrestleMania. I mean,
But the emphasis was never really on him.
No, it wasn't.
The
It
emphasis
definitely
was
wasn't.
He was
always
never
on-
the guy.
No
Yeah.
doubt. No
Which
doubt.
is very funny because the two that had the bigger pushes were also the two who ended up getting in trouble. One with penis pictures and the whole, smashing a Nazi thing. The other for drugs. And Moxley was the unstable one, and he got a potted plant named Mitch that he got over. Do you know how talented you have to be to get an inanimate object over?
Yeah.
Agreed.
No doubt.
But yes, I think that's all I have. I'm gonna go laugh a little bit at the fact that yes, I do think Punk might have said "sickin' boy," and old Ace there misunderstood.
No. He said "sickin' boy," and Ace still was like, "Gotcha."
Oh, I haven't seen that movie in forever.
I hope he doesn't. I hope he didn't go for the ear. Which makes me okay. So what did he? You know what? I don't want to know.
We cannot go down the rabbit hole. We'll be here for the whole night.
All right, so we'll be back next Friday.
Oh, also, Zelina Vega, she's got blonde hair.
I thought that was a wig.
Is it a wig? It doesn't look like a wig.
Hold on, let me see.
A good wig done right, you should know how. You should know. You should question if it's real or not. It was done right.
No doubt. You shouldn't be able
Also
to
shout out
tell.
to Trinity and Mercedes for walking in New York Fashion Week.
You said that timing, girl. Naomi and that timing. I'm like, yes, live your best life before you come back, because it's gonna be it's
That's
gonna be
if
so
she
hard.
comes back. And yes, that is a wig.
So it's official. Selena Vega is wearing a blonde wig.
Now she's back to her black wig.
Oh, black wig.
Yeah.
She is blonde.
No, she's not blonde. It was blonde wig, and now she's back to her black wig.
I see what you're saying. Okay, I get it now.
So the moment, just a moment.
Yeah.
So what's the natural?
We will never know.
Never know.
Because her hair varied in colors in TNA too.
A good wig, again, you will never know.
Ever.
Like next week, if I just pop up with longer hair, you will know then.
You will know this.
Because we go from this to long hair.
Right?
But if they
It's like
tuned
people.
in,
It's like people that have messed up teeth and then get money and then they come back and their teeth are all perfect and you're like.
In the
then,
words of Cardi B, got a bag and fix my teeth.
I mean, I'm not hating on anybody that does it. I'm just saying, we know.
Like, oh, you mean when Roman went from baby teeth to veneers?
like,
all right.
Hey, if I had the money, I'd do it.
Me too.
But
Oh, I
just
get my
don't
real
act
teeth, not
like
veneers.
it came out of thin air. Like, this is natural. No, it's not.
No, it's
This was
not.
this way last week.
Sir, last week your mouth was like Baby Shark. Now you got a full grown mouth. Yes, Selena Vega is a brunette naturally.
Oh hell no!
You can the eyebrows usually give it away. They can't tip that for so much. But yeah, we'll be back on next Friday.
We'll be back next Friday.
We will.
Thank you all for
Speaking
tuning
of
in.
Sammy's, I loved Sami Zayn tonight.
Yes,
That's a good Sammy. That's a good
it's always
Sammy.
a good Sammy.
We love Sammy.
Yep. All right, y'all.
Guevara.
See y'all next week.